An update on the TRAPPIST-1 system. There's carbon found on Europa as a signs of life, and we're going to take a look at the movie Another Earth, because there's been something found out there in space that might have a sort of connection to it. Let's take a look on the next Astronomy and Coffee. Happy Monday to you all, and we are now in the season of autumn. Now, if you're wondering why we have autumn and fall, two different names, well, just to let you know, in the US, we usually call it fall, and in the European countries, they usually call it autumn. I like to call it autumn because it sounds more like a season as opposed to something that you do by mistake. So today I'm drinking Shipley Donuts coffee, because one thing I miss in Baton Rouge is Dunkin' Donuts. And you could go through the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts and say, I want a medium coffee with cream and sugar, and they would put the cream and sugar in there for you, and it was always perfect in the same way every single time. And I don't know how they did that, but Shipley Donuts kind of does the same thing. It's a little bit different. But still nice to have something like that. Well, let's see here. What are we talking about today? Oh, yes, the TRAPPIST-1 system. A couple weeks back, we talked about the TRAPPIST-1 system and how they have these terrestrial planets that they have discovered over in the TRAPPIST-1 area of the sky there. Well, we talked about how TRAPPIST-1b was a barren wasteland, and it was too close to the star and too hot to have life on it. So the jury was still out on the other planets, but some data came back on TRAPPIST-1c, which we are going to go take a look at right now. And go take a look at this TRAPPIST-1 system here. So yes, the TRAPPIST-1b planet has, it's believed to be airless and barren in a desert wasteland of no hope to be found. But then I said the jury was still out on the other planets. Well, the jury came back on TRAPPIST-1c, which is the next planet in the system. And it kind of looks like C is also going to be as barren as B, but it has a possible very thin carbon dioxide atmosphere. Now, this is all thanks to the findings by the James Webb Space Telescope, which has really been giving us our money's worth. Now, they found this out by using the mid-infrared camera to watch C, which is the planet C, as they call it. They watched this planet pass behind the star and captured its day-side brightness at 15 microns. What does that mean? Well, this is a wavelength that carbon dioxide molecules absorb. Now, based on what they found, they were able to calculate the daytime temperature of the planet to be around 224 degrees Fahrenheit. Paltry, 224 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, this suggests that if the planet has an atmosphere, it is thinner than the atmosphere of Mars. So, not looking so great for TRAPPIST-1c. It's not looking so hot for it. It's a little bit too hot. So B and C seem to be out. But then again, think about how Mercury and Venus are also inhospitable planets on our solar system, in our solar system. But good old third rock from the sun, Earth, that's where I live. The blue marble Earth is A-OK, the third rock from the sun. Well, keep your fingers crossed, because you never know what else they might find. D might be TRAPPIST-1d. Yeah, it might be the one. Who knows, though? There's other ones to look at. So let's go back home here. Let's go back home to planet Earth and take a look at Europa. Now, this is a moon. You might have heard of this because there's been a movie out called The Europa Report, or Europa Report. It's okay. It's okay movie. But this moon is said to have a subsurface ocean. Beneath its icy crust, this ocean there. Well, speaking of carbon dioxide that was discovered on this TRAPPIST-1c planet here, Europa has always been very intriguing, to me at least, because it's said to have this subsurface ocean, but we're not entirely sure if it's there or not. It's theorized, but we haven't actually gone there and drilled down to make sure. But This has spawned movies like Europa Report that I just mentioned, where the crew, these astronauts, go to this moon to investigate the possibility of life and discover something that they were not prepared for. Well, it's kind of crazy because we haven't really taken any serious steps to investigate moons like Europa and Titan, but maybe with these recent findings, something might get underway. And out of all the worlds in our solar system, Europa probably has the best chance to harbor life. Now, previous research has shown that beneath its watery, crusty ice surface lies a salty ocean of liquid water with a rocky seafloor. But we don't know if the chemicals to support life are there. The old Jimmy Webb Space Telescope has come back and helped us out again because it has identified carbon dioxide in a very specific region on the icy surface of Europa, and the research suggests that this carbon probably originated from the subsurface liquid depths. Now, this is important because the presence of carbon is biologically essential. So, the question is, will NASA do anything about this? Yes, they actually will. NASA plans to launch its Europa Clipper spacecraft, which will perform dozens of close flybys of the moon to further investigate whether it could have conditions suitable for life. Well, have you seen the movie Another Earth? Probably not. It's a little obscure sci-fi film called Another Earth. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest it to you. Bit of a slow burn, but basically it is about persons on Earth. This lady, I don't want to ruin anything for you here, but there's this woman who kind of messes up and she ruins this guy's life, gets out of prison. I think she gets out of prison. And then it is discovered that there's this second Earth, or another Earth, that is on the opposite side of the orbit of Earth. So it's in the same orbital path as Earth, but on the opposite side. So for, as long as it was that this movie took place, no one ever found out about this other Earth. And this other Earth evolved at the same time and at the same rate as Earth. So the same people are on the planet as well, but kind of different paths and outcomes. So they ended up talking and communicating with this other Earth and having conversations with themselves. Anyways, there's this lottery that took place to see who was going to go on a space mission to visit this other Earth. And again, without kind of giving too much away, this whole concept is a way for her to sort of right the wrongs of her past and sort of make things up to the person whose life she ruined. Interesting movie, worth checking out. But got me thinking whether or not two objects can occupy the same orbit. And it's pretty interesting because, recently they found this planet called PDS 70b, which we'll go to right now. Check it out. But it has been theorized that stable regions lead and trail a planet in this particular orbit of this particular planet. And this has a gas giant, and it could have a second world or a collection of objects that have formed behind it. Well, the planet is called PDS 70b, and scientists believe that there is this clump of dust that is forming behind this other planet in its own orbit. The exoplanet is 370 light years away from us, pretty far, but not too bad, and it is 22 astronomical units away from its 5 million year old star. So what is an astronomical unit? An astronomical unit is basically the distance between the sun and the Earth. So it's just a measurement that we've kind of set that says 1 astronomical unit is the distance between the Earth and the sun. So you can use that to measure other things such as this, which is 22 astronomical units away from its own star. Now, let's see here. Where are we at? Oh yeah, the clump of dust behind it. Well, the clump of dust following this gas giant is equal to about 2 moons worth of dust. So this clump of dust is large enough to form or enshroud a planet. So it's either that or we're looking at the formation of a new, smaller body. So yeah, we do have these two objects. We have a planet and we have something else forming behind the planet within its same orbit. It's not on the opposite ends of the orbital path. Here's the sun and then here's the two Right there, it's more like, here's the planet and then here's the dust over here. So not the same, but still pretty interesting that these two objects can occupy the same orbital path. Maybe it'll form into a planet one day and evolve, and they can talk to each other. Although I believe the 70b is a gas giant, so maybe it has moons on it with people or creatures. So that about does it today on Astronomy and Coffee for this Monday morning, the 25th, I think it is. So join us again next week for new Astronomy and Coffee. Please follow us and like us on Facebook. Helps out the algorithms, whatever those things are. And like us and follow us on Instagram so that you can get more updates on what's going on. So we have our free first Sunday coming up as well. This is going to be October 1st, the first day of the month, the first free first Sunday, which has free admission to the galleries and for the movies that we have in the planetarium. It is sponsored by BASF. Many thanks to BASF for 12 years of impactful partnership and generously sponsoring STEAM education in our community. So come join us for October 1st, our free first Sunday. Also coming up, the end of the month is going to be our Halloween day at the museum. It's my very favorite day of the year at the museum. Halloween day at the museum. We're going to have all kinds of cool hands-on activities. We're making secret messages and how to make secret messages. We're going to do a paint your own wands. For example, sometimes people leave their wands behind, So I can make these little, you can make your own wand there. Now you'll need wands, your own wand, to participate in our Harry Potter show. It is a Astronomical World of Harry Potter show. It is presented by me. It is going to be live. We're going to go over some of the names and some of the characters in the Harry Potter series and find out how J.K. Rowling came up with these names, how the Greek myths associated with these astronomical objects play into the names and the characters in the Harry Potter universe. It's not only interesting astronomically, not only interesting as a Harry Potter, if you're interested in Harry Potter, but also interesting to see the creative writing process involved and fleshing out characters. Hands-on activities, special Halloween-themed shows like Fright Light, Astronomical World of Harry Potter, the Worlds Within Star Wars. The hands-on activities start at 12 o'clock, so it goes from 12 to 4. We'll be open from 10 till 5, I believe. The parade is going to be going on too, and the parade starts, I think the parade starts at right at 4 o'clock. Don't hold me to that. But so definitely check out Halloween Day at the museum. And for more information on that, just please go and like us on social media, and then you'll get all the updates on what's going on here. So with that, I've talked long enough. I'm going to finish up my coffee here and get back to work doing some more autumn Sky Tonight shows inside the planetarium. Have a great rest of your week and enjoy your own coffee. Bye.